Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fearless Floyd Show. As always, I am your host, Fearless Floyd. Been a lot going on the last couple days, last year actually. So, I was giving some thought. I've been working this morning, doing some things, and you know, it's is MAGA really winning? We know all the cheerleaders are falling off. People are questioning everything. Now, Trump ordered the Pentagon to release all the UFO files. How convenient, right? We're going to dump 3 million pages of videos and emails and whatever for the Epstein files. So that'll keep all the Americans occupied digging into that salacious material, looking for the needle in the haystack, because there's hundreds of thousands of people who want to find Trump in there in some kind of precarious position where he may have made a statement, did something, was somewhere or some place that it might be questionable. We've all heard the rumors that, he scored Melania through Epstein, which, that's possible. Is it truth? I have no idea. I really don't care. if he scored him a good European hooker and kept her, by all means, go Trump, right? But I don't know if she is or if she isn't. So it's none of my business, and I really don't care. It's not going to affect my life one way or another, whether she is or she isn't, or he did or he didn't. But I can tell you this, folks, okay? I've been around very, very, very wealthy people who can afford to spend 10 grand for a girl overnight. That kind of stupid ass money where it just, I got millions more. Absolutely. So I know how these people operate and I know what they do. And if you think for 1 second that a 30-year-old man who's worth millions in New York City during the 70s heyday, okay, right after the whole free love era at Studio 54, where everything and anything went, open use of drugs, open sex, sex between the same genders, and it was a free-for-all behind closed doors. And Trump attended Studio 54. That is public record. So I'm not here to beat up on Trump, okay, by all means. Because what happens in the White House, what happens in D.C. affects everybody. Everybody. And people don't realize that. Trump came in with this, I don't know who he got the idea from. They're like, okay, we're going to put tariffs on all these other countries because America did it in the past. Well, when did America do it? What, in the 1800s? In the early 1900s? The world was a completely different place back then. There were very few countries that were industrialized who actually produced goods for the rest of the world. America was one of them. Germany was one of them. England was one of them, right? China barely produced anything. Japan, it took a world war for them to become industrious. So the tariffs may have worked back then when those countries were wealthy and we had a lot of money. And there were very few other countries that actually had some industry that could produce anything. So now Trump used the tariffs as a weapon, as a bully pulpit, as they call it. And it backfired. If anything, it caused the dollar to devalue. It caused these other countries to stop buying U.S. treasuries. It caused these other countries to stop using the US dollar, the petrodollar, to buy, sell, trade gas and oil and other fuels. So what does that do? That leaves a bunch of surplusage Federal Reserve notes floating around the world that have to go somewhere. Because if they don't want them, they're coming home. When they come home, you've got a lot more money that has a lot less buying power. So as you see, the United States Supreme Court just shot down Trump's tariffs. Took them about a year. But the ramifications, the circumstances, and repercussions are already in effect. This is what happens when you have a reckless person in office. And I'm going to say it. Trump is reckless. There is no make America great again. If we were going to make America great again, DOGE would still be an effective department in the United States government. However, it was disbanded late last year. Why? Because they went and knocked on the Pentagon door and said, hey, we need to come in and audit your books. We need to figure out where all this money's going, where you're spending it, who you're getting it from, where you're sending it to, what you're buying, where your contracts. Just like a good businessman would do, right? Isn't that the art of the deal? Isn't that how business is supposed to work? Because, look, if I'm a CEO and I'm eyeballing some company, hey, man, we probably should go in and buy that little old mom and pop chain in that southern region over there and just do a roll up. Y'all don't know what a roll up is? Well, you've seen them. You just didn't recognize them. A roll up is when a big chain comes into your area and buys up I'll just use dental stores. They do this all the time. They'll come in and they'll buy up all these little dental clinics, and then they'll rebrand them with their new name, and they'll build this big national corporation of all these chains, these franchises that have all now been rebranded under the new whatever title they want to call their company. And then they either take it public, take it private, or sell it off. That's called a roll-up. So when businessmen want to buy companies, the first thing they ask for, can I see your balance sheet? I need to know what your profits and losses look like. Are you a profitable company, or are you constantly in debt and struggling to survive? Because looking at your books is going to determine how I'm going to negotiate with you, right? And I remember I played a video in the from one of Trump's executive order signings where Doug Bergstrom, the Secretary of Interior, said that, don't worry about that little $36 trillion of debt, because we have hundreds of $1 trillion of unaccounted for assets that are off the books. I don't know what happened to that, but that just went in one ear out the other, right? Because we still have this accumulating debt that's increasing, that I clearly said would rise $7 trillion more than the $35 trillion when Trump took office. That it would be up to $42 trillion when he left in 2028. We're now at $38 trillion. We're getting there, and we're going to get there. Believe me, we're going to get there. And then when we do, they're going to flip the switch. And then the New World Order is going to set in. And everybody's going to be like, what? Oh, my God, I can't believe this. We're a surveillance state. Well, y'all asked for it. You guys asked for it. You sat around, you rested on your laurels. You didn't hold your own government accountable. Let me answer this. boy.
The link is only valid for 10 minutes. Got it. The next minute is Nicole. To secure $15,000 to our emergency assistance.
Spam caller.
If there are any issues, you would be have a great day. This chance. So press 1 now to learn more. I'm talking about real money, not success. You're all set.
These people call me all day,
Now
every
find
day.
the text message on your phone, click the link, and you will be able to access your funds.
Awesome.
It's important to be quick. The link is only valid for 10 minutes.
Oh,
If you're using it,
10 minutes?
You're all set. Success, 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 success. You're all set.
I love to play with them. Then I can block their numbers. I think I have every 800 number blocked. Jesus Christ. Welcome to my world. These morons. All right, anyway, off that. So, excuse me for the interruption. Come on. Let me all these pop-ups keep getting in the way. All right, I think that's done. All right. Get there. Really? This is another thing. The spam calls are just out of control. Out of control. You know, Trump doesn't want to do anything about that. He doesn't want to do anything about anything. All right, I think I got through all that. So the tariffs backfired. Supreme Court pulled that. So we're already suffering the repercussions and circumstances from exactly what Trump did recklessly. Trump has never held himself accountable, never taken liability for Operation Warp Speed. He's never said anything more about Dr. Fauci, has he? He just wants all that to go away because that's not winning. And Trump has to win at all times. And let me make this very clear to everyone, okay? Because I told you, you're probably not going to like this video if you're a Trump supporter, but you should probably hear it because you need to hear the truth, the real facts, because you want to live in this fucking hopium bubble expecting, as I said, Trump to ride in on this white stallion and wave that magic sword. Remember the sword dance? And go, wow, everything's changed. It's Nasara Jasara. You'll all be wealthy. You'll get your birth certificate money back. You'll get all your tax money back. You know, blah, 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 blah. It's their money. It's their system. They created it. It belongs to them. Just take you a $20 bill, go put it on your little color laser printer and print out one, and then take it to the store and pawn it off. And see how long it takes the Secret Service to come knock on your door. That you're counterfeiting their money. It's not your money. Never was your money. That's why it has a serial number on it, because it belongs to somebody. Not you, not me, not us, not we the people. Trump doesn't want a balanced budget. Everybody in his staff does not want a balanced budget. They're perfectly copacetic with the open checkbook and the credit cards that we can spend wherever, whenever. May just watch Sean Ryan. We're sending 40 to 80 million. Let me check 40 to 80 million a week to the Taliban. From the United States government to the Taliban, 40 to 80 million a week. It's still going on. The swamp will be the swamp. Once you step into the swamp, you're contaminated, you become the swamp. Nobody's going to go in and clean the swamp. I don't care what they say. I don't care who they are. It's too corrupt. They've already sanitized Trump out of the Epstein as much as possible. Trust me on that, okay? He's there. He may not have gone to the island. He played around. He stuck his finger in the pie. No pun intended. But this is a businessman who wrote this book called Art of the Deal. What kind of deal are we getting here? What kind of deal are we actually getting here? Is this to make America great again, or is this to make Israel the #1 superpower in the world? I don't know. I'm kind of confused. I mean, I can go over all the political rhetoric we heard through the whole campaign leading up to the election, November 5th of 2024. I'm going to stop the Ukraine-Russia war on day one. I can do it. Oh, really? Well, you better hurry. Better hurry. Right? That's still going on. But that wasn't Trump's concern. Because when he got in there, he found out, oh, you guys are making money on it too? All right, we'll just leave it alone. I don't want to interrupt your business flow. Now, is Trump better than Biden? Oh, absolutely. I think Barron Trump would be better than Biden. Kamala Harris. Just imagine if Kamala Harris was our president and Tim Walz was our vice president. That's how close you came, folks, to this whole country being Minneapolis, Minnesota. That close. But you do not understand what the hell is going on. And listen, what was the next slogan? Make America healthy again, right? Go over here to my Telegram. Despite tariffs, U.S. trade deficit reaches $900 billion. That's almost $1 trillion. So the tariffs were an absolute failure. This is from yesterday. And then the next day, the Supreme Court shoots it down. And I'm sorry, bro. Trump called the cops on Epstein. And as we scroll down, Trump has just become the glyphosate president. He's now all in for glyphosate production because America, he thinks, needs more cancer-causing poisonous weed killer chemicals spread all over the crops. And what did I tell you, folks? National security, right? Aren't there 3 things? National security, disasters and catastrophes. Well, here you go. Promoting the national defense by ensuring an adequate supply of elemental phosphorus and glyphosate-based herbicides. Trump just declared glyphosate-based herbicides are a cornerstone of this nation's agricultural productivity and rural economy. He's declaring glyphosate weed killer to be a federally protected critical resources. This is insanity. He is now pushing the mass poisoning of American food crops and groceries with cancer-causing deadly weed killer chemicals that will be sprayed all over the food crops. Trump just declared chemical warfare on the American people. It's all here in black and motherfucking white. Y'all want to go read it? Go read it. Go do yourself a favor. And if you don't know who the Health Ranger is, this is Mike Adams. It's worse than you think. By declaring glyphosate to be critical for national security and defense and placing its control under the Secretary of War. Did you hear me? Trump just unleashed actual Nazi nerve agent chemical weapons on America. Nerve agents represent the most lethal connection between phosphorus and chemical weapons. The major nerve agents, tabin, sarin, soman, and VX nerve gas, are all organophosphorus compounds. They contain phosphorus in their molecular structure, molecular on the nanoscale. These are unambiguously classified as chemical weapons under the Chemical Weapons Convention. Sarin was used in the Tokyo subway attack in 1985 and in the Syrian Civil War. Organophosphate pesticides, including compounds chemically related to glyphosate, were originally developed from the same research lineage as nerve agents. The German chemist Gerhard Schrader was researching organophosphate insecticides in the 1930s when he discovered tabin, the first nerve agent. This shared chemistry between pesticides and nerve agents is historical reality. Actual, literal Nazi nerve agents are now considered by Trump to be healthy for Americans and are protected as national defense critical resources. Unreal. Our president is basically turning America's food supply into an edible version of gas chambers. Trump's effort to grant legal immunity to glyphosate is basically a chemical weapons attack on poor people. Why? Because wealthier people will buy organic, which isn't supposed to be sprayed with glyphosate, but sometimes still is, as we've seen in our lab. It's poor people that will be cornered into buying the cheap glyphosate-saturated foods that America will now abundantly produce, thanks to Trump's executive order that grants federal protection for a deadly cancer-causing weed killer chemical to be sprayed on the food supply. This is the closest you can get to rounding up poor people and gassing them to death. It's one step removed, saturating the only food they can afford to eat and killing them slowly. Trump's new food guide pyramid. Glyphosate at the top. Underneath that, glyphosate. Underneath that, glyphosate. Underneath that, glyphosate. Underneath that, glyphosate. More glyphosate. More glyphosate. More. I guess Trump is going to have to put out a new food guide pyramid now, and it'll probably look like that. Actually, instead of glyphosate down here, it should have dead bodies. And meanwhile, to take your eye off the ball, President Trump to direct Pentagon to release government files related to aliens and UFOs. Yeah, here we're gonna dump 50 million new documents on you, and we're really gonna keep you occupied because now you're gonna go chase the aliens and the UFOs and Epstein, and man, you're just all kind of caught up in the drama, the narrative they want you to know. I haven't read any of this other stuff. All this is new postings. I told you, your government hates your guts. They want to kill you slowly. And they're doing a great job with the chemtrails, stupid ass shit like that right there. There is no Make America Healthy Again, because all you have to do is go walk into any convenience store, any gas station, and just pick up a product, any product, and it's probably going to have a chemical in, or a dozen. Some of them you can't even pronounce. So if we were going to make America healthy again, all chemicals would be outlawed in the food, period. All dyes, all that crap. So next time you would walk in a convenience store, it would be basically empty because all the food would be thrown away because it's toxic and poisonous. It's a carcinogen, a cancer-causing agent. I was at Walmart the other day and got in line, and people, God bless people, man. People are so stupid. But I was looking in the basket of the people ahead of me, and they had like, I don't know, 15 items or something like that. And I was looking at them, and not one thing in their basket, not one thing in their basket was all natural. Everything in there was in a box, a package full of chemicals, toxins, dyes, everything, all junk trash, every item. I was just like, wow. No produce, no pure meat, just nothing but garbage. And I looked at them, and they were, not in nice physical shape, of course, because they're eating garbage. And this is what Trump is doing to us. And I talked about the budget. Why? It's unsustainable. Nobody would take a company that was $35 trillion in debt. I mean, you can't even wrap your head around that number, okay? You can't even count to that. You could spend the rest of your life trying to count to 35 trillion and you'd fail. There's not enough time in your life to count to 35 trillion. So this great businessman who really his agenda, okay, this is his agenda until 2028, is to get his name on every building, monument, street, school that he can. Look at me, I'm leaving a legacy. I was the greatest president of all time. The Kennedy Center is now the Trump Center. It's Trump this, Trump that. I don't know what his children are worth, but I definitely want to go take a deep dive into that because they're all going to be billionaires by 2028. All of them. Don Jr., Eric, Ivanka, son-in-law Jared, all of them. I wouldn't even be surprised if Barron's a billionaire, and not through inheritance, but through all these little schemes and scams they're running that you don't even know about, that you're not privy to. So what did Trump do on day one? Day one. I have some stuff in here I'm going to show you. Oh, I put the wrong year. My bad. Try that. There we go. I don't even know what this says yet. So, all right. What was Trump's first executive order in 2025? 14148, initial rescissions of harmful executive orders and actions. That's where he went and rescinded all of the Biden administration executive orders. Restoring freedom of speech and ending federal censorship, ending radical and wasteful government DEI programs and preferencing, withdrawing the United States from the World Health Organization, protecting the meaning and value of American citizenship, putting America first in the international environmental agreements. And here they are. Let's see. Independent trackers and scholars note that 26 executive orders were signed on day one and that many were tied to Project 2025 policy recommendations. I don't know about all of that. Whatever. That's not 26. I asked you to list all 26. I don't like ChatGPT. Sometimes it doesn't listen. Come on. These assholes again.
Hi, this is Charlotte with the final courtesy call.
All right, get back over here. I don't know what's up with ChatGPT. It doesn't want to seem to be working this morning. Well, that's why I don't like ChatGPT. See, everybody thinks that AI is just the greatest thing in the world. It really sucks. And I'll tell you why, okay? Because it produces the same stuff for everybody. It all looks the same. Same color scheme, same fonts. You know, you can't tell this guy's stuff from this guy's stuff because it looks so similar. And remember, you have to see something a lot before it finally registers. And I forget what the number is. It was used, and this was a long time ago. I think you had to see something like 40 to 50 times before it finally registered. You can see an ad that many times. So if you see the same scheme, color ad over and over and over, you're just going to ignore it if it doesn't pay attention to you because it looks just like everybody else's. It doesn't stand out. So it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. Stargate AI project. This is led by OpenAI, which is Sam Altman, SoftBank, Moshe Son, and Oracle, which is Larry Ellison, the second richest man in the world, who got his start, got his initial funding to turn him into a billionaire, second wealthiest man in the world. Guess who he got his money from? Oh yeah, you guessed it, the CIA. Absolutely. Absolutely. And guess who runs TikTok? Oh, you're over on TikTok? Okay. The project aims to build a nationwide network of AI data centers in the United States and internationally secure American leadership in artificial intelligence, create hundreds of thousands of jobs, enable breakthroughs in fields like healthcare, defense, and scientific research. The initiative began with an immediate $100 billion deployment focusing on construction AI infrastructure, starting with a flagship campus in Abilene, Texas, where construction of 10 500,000 square foot buildings began in early 2025. By mid 2025, 5 additional U.S. sites were announced in Shackelford County, Texas, Donna Ana County, New Mexico, Lordstown, Ohio, Milam County, Texas, and a Midwest location, bringing a total planned capacity of nearly 7 gigawatts and on track to meet the full 10 gigawatt goal by the end of 2025. So this project right here in Abilene, they work 24/7, 365. They never stop. They have 3 shifts. They work day, night, no holidays, no breaks, no nothing. They work consistently. So let me explain something to you right now, okay? In Abilene, Shackelford County, Texas, Milam County, Texas, we do not have the water infrastructure. Hello. Hi.
Hi, sir. My name is Sebastian. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. What can I do for you?
All right. Well, sir, actually, I'm looking for flight service.
Yeah, what can I do for you?
All right. Service, actually, I just want to ask you one quick question. Well, service seems to give frequency of any mistake on you or me or anything coverage. So you might think about it.
Stop calling me, never call me again, brother. Okay? It's not possible?
Yeah.
Why is it not possible for you to never call me again? Oh, why? I swear, man, you got to talk shit to these people. It's insane. So, anyway, back to the Stargate AI project. Texas does not have the water to support these AI infrastructures. We don't have the energy capacity to support these AI infrastructures. I'm just telling you, who's going to suffer when they suck up all the water for these AI projects? They suck up all the energy. We have to go through blackouts, those what they call waving blackouts, like they have in California. Absolutely. They're building a circuit board across the world. That's what we are, a circuit board. You can see all the people that are in this. There's JP Morgan Chase, little Bloomberg action. I mean, these are all just, stellar companies. They're in it for what? The betterment of humanity? The project is designed to support the training of the next generation AI models, including potential advances in AI driven mRNA cancer vaccines, as claimed by Oracle's Larry Ellison, artificial general intelligence, and personalized medicine. If you don't know what personalized medicine means, that means they need your DNA and they can create medications and vaccines specifically for your DNA. But, but What if they wanted to take out you and your entire family and they have your DNA? All they got to do is just like, ooh. You folks have no freaking idea what the hell's coming. Y'all don't want to watch my videos. Y'all don't want to listen. Y'all don't want to stay to the end. Y'all want like, okay, we'll listen 3 minutes. Fuck that Fearless Floyd guy. That's to your own detriment. I'm not going to get caught up in the fucking shitstorm. Not me. No. I'm getting out of it. I don't want to be tied up in this freaking stupid new world order that's coming. And you people are going to accept. You're going to beg for it. You're going to surrender your humanity for convenience. The number one cancer-causing agent in the world was just approved by Trump. A nerve agent. Spray it on everything. It's a national security issue. We have to have it. Do we really have to have it? Because I know some people that, they're living off the land and they never use it. If your government cared about you, they would stop the chemtrails. But yet, all you have to do is just like watch TV and you can see them in the background of these commercials. You see them in the background. If you watch Pawn Stars, just look at the opening credits for those and you just like see the crisscross of the chemtrails in the background. It's unbelievable. It's crazy what they're doing and nobody wants to hold anybody accountable. Your local government doesn't care. Your county, parish government doesn't care. Your state government doesn't care. And your federal government's killing you. There's too many of you. You're a bunch of useless eaters, to quote Henry Kissinger. And they want to reduce the population, and they're doing a good job of it. And you see all these stars, celebrities, musicians, they're dying. One by one, they're falling off. Starting to see about one every day, sometimes 2, 3 every day. And those are just the ones that, kind of have a little fame, a little notoriety that, what about the ones that you don't hear about? The no names, the nobodies. How many of those are dying off? So we're into Operation Warp Speed 2, folks. 2. The reason they are spending money like a fleet of drunken sailors on shore leave in Thailand is because they don't care. They want to blow it up so they can take all of the Federal Reserve notes, the US dollars, and turn them into a digital currency. Absolutely. And if the rest of the world wants to jump on board for the reset, great. If not, the only way to save the United States of America is to go to digital currency. You see what they're doing to our country right now, where they're incorporating all this Islamic, Sharia law, and they're building the mosques. And, hey, listen, I ain't got nothing against it. Islamists, Muslims, never have. Worked for them, friends with them, been to their weddings. I'm not racist by any shape of imagination. But this is America. It is stolen land. They stole it from the Indians, and I don't expect everybody to learn 2,500 different indigenous languages. But it's founded on English. And this is what this country is. And now we're trying to reshape it into a third world cesspool shithole. And they're doing a fine job of it. They want more and more people in here, and they want it congested. They want everybody in these 15-minute cities. They want to pack as many people in here as they can. They want everybody dependent on having to live in a major city to support themselves. They don't want you out there living off the land, eating duck eggs every morning, self-sustainable, off-grid, where you don't even care about the TV. You don't even care about news. You're oblivious to what the hell's going on in Somalia, Yemen, Iran, Iraq, Israel. You could care less because it doesn't affect you how you're going to live your life. It doesn't affect you whether you're going to wake up the next morning, you're going to go feed the chickens and gather some eggs and cook breakfast. They want you distracted. They want you watching the bullshit. They want you chasing your sports fan. Rah, 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 go whoever. They want you to do yourself all up in the face paint. Why do you think they change the jerseys so often? Their uniforms, the colors, the fonts. They come out with special ones because they want you to go out there and spend your stupid money on stupid shit. Oh, I got to have the new one. You know, that's why you see my hat. There ain't nothing on it. It's a blank hat. No tags, no nothing. Blank hat. I ain't representing nobody or nothing except myself. Once you realize that they do all this shit to keep you entertained, program you, you'll get it. If you think these parties, political parties, are going to come save you, if you think that, you know, because you hear one politician out there talking, you know, what you want to hear, that they're going to make a change, nope. They're going to get a knock on the door. They're going to get a meeting, and they're going to get told, hey, you know, yeah, your kid goes to this school. Here's a picture of them. It'd be real sad if you had a missing child, right? Don't think this shit doesn't happen. But, you know how many Epsteins there are out there? Hundreds across the world, just like him. P. Diddy was one. Epstein was one. Ghislaine Maxwell was one. And I can sit here and go down the list. How many other Hollywood celebrities just like those people? Creating honeypots. What do you want? You want young girls? You want young boys? Well, hey, we'll set up a modeling agency. Or we'll just buy a pageant like Miss America or Miss Universe. That way we have a selection. And it goes even so deeper than that. And this is the depravity of these folks, okay? That they created a company that went out there and took pictures of school children for the yearbook or for their own pictures. That way they knew where they were. And then their dumbass parents registered them with all their information. So now they know exactly where to go to kidnap these children and become missing children. That's how depraved this whole system is. And if you think Pam Bondi and Cash Patel, and then, you know, now Dan Bongino's back out on his show, that guy has negative credibility, because he said something on his show that he is to this day failed to live up to. He lied to you folks. He lied for viewers. He lied for subscribers. He lied for money so he would get more views, so he'd make more money. And people are still over there going, oh, he's just the greatest thing. No, he's a liar. He's a fraud. Cash Patel, fraud, liar. Pam Bondi, fraud, liar. She's not going to do jack fucking shit except protect the system. Sorry, folks. This is why I'm so appalled, ashamed of my fellow countrymen, because they all have egos, greed, entitlement, and they're just a bunch of yahoos out there pretending that they're actually doing something. Because I've told everybody, as long as the system is intact, which means the system we live under, this slave system, there's no way some constitutional sheriff's going to come in and take over that county and remove the elected sheriff and take over the county. That ain't happening. Show me anywhere where that's going to happen. Where some elected sheriff's going to be like, oh yeah, you're right. I'm out of here. There's my badge. There's my gun. You can take it. Oh, what kind of flag do y'all have? Oh, yeah, y'all flying that sovereign citizen civil peace flag because you're too stupid to create your own flag because you don't know how to self-govern. I see these idiots, man. They're still flying this stupid ass flag still to this day after I've told them repeatedly, take that fucking bullshit ass target off your back. How could you be so stupid? But again, people are really, 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 really stupid to the point where I don't even like talking to people because people are so stupid. They just don't have a fucking clue and they don't want to know. They don't want to hear about it. They're okay with their little ignorance is bliss. So go be blissful. Go be part of the system. Just wait. Wait till you see what your children inherit. I told you folks, all the children born from 2020 on, they're going to be digital children. They're not going to know how to cook, not going to know how to drive a car, not going to know how to hunt, fish, none of that. They're going to grow up with one of these attached to their ass. And this is what they're going to rely on their entire life, talking to some device or some entity for everything that they need to know because they're not going to use their brain. They're not going to be creative. Deliberately dumbed down, programmed, institutionalized. Can I make it any clearer to you folks? It's a sad commentary on what we've allowed to be done to us by our own government for the people that lied to us. Okay? Politicians don't know everything. They will say whatever they say to their constituents and their donors to get elected. And once they get elected, it's a whole different ballgame. All that shit goes out the window. Because now there's a whole new agenda that you didn't know about, that you thought you were going to go in there and you were going to handle. But you don't have the power to handle any of that. You can't deal with the NSA. You can't deal with the CIA. You can't deal with Mossad. You can't deal with MI5 and MI6. Because that's what our government does. They get these other people to spy on us. Now they're doing it with our own corporations called Palantir, Meta, Amazon, Oracle. Should I just go down the list? I told you folks, okay? Every app you have on your device, every smart device you have, your Wi-Fi, your routers, just go to settings, open up your settings, go to Wi-Fi and open it up. And you're going to see all these routers, right? And it's going to have a little lock by it. It's where, oh, you need a password to talk to that router. No. If you see that router, your device is talking to that router. Your device is sending all the information on here to that router. That router is sending it to everything that it's connected to. There are no firewalls. Not for these. For us, there are. That's your digital DNA. That's your digital twin in the digital omniverses, because there's multiple digital omniverses that operate in real time. So everything that I'm doing right here is happening in Meta's omniverse. It's happening in Amazon's omniverse. It's happening in Google's omniverse. Absolutely. So they can do predictive programming. They can base everything on what you've done to what you're going to do in the future. Absolutely. That's why I'm telling you folks, okay? When I get there, switch is getting cut off. Sayonara. I'm going to go live life happily ever after and not look back. I've done enough videos. I've done almost 2,000 fucking videos for you folks, telling you what's going on, trying to teach you as much as that I can learn, all the processes that I've done and failed, showing you, hey, this shit don't work. These people are full of shit. They're still out there, you know, hustling, nickel and diming you because they don't know the way. And you guys want to continue to believe them. Y'all still believe the RV was supposed to happen on President's Day. Well, guess what? It's way past President's Day, and it didn't happen again. And you people still want to go, like, you know, hang on to it. You know, it's coming. It's gonna be. We're gonna be rich tomorrow. Next 3-day holiday. It's Ramadan. But now I know they like after Ramadan we'll all be rich. They'll do it then. I've lost a lot of subscribers, a lot of viewers, a lot of members, still losing them every day because of my beliefs, my opinions, my words, my knowledge, my experience. And I'm okay with that because only the strong will survive. The meek are not going to inherit the earth, okay? This is Lucifer's domain. This is hell on earth. Welcome to the show. That's why you have to strive to not be reincarnated to come back and have to do this bullshit all over again. But everybody just wants to listen to all the bullshit. Stop listening to the bullshit. Take care of yourself. Work on your health. Work on your wealth. Period. Don't try to go save the world. Don't try to go save your neighbor. Don't go try to save somebody else, because if you haven't saved your ass, you're the first one that's going to go down the toilet, because all your time, money, and energy went to help somebody else who doesn't want to help themselves. If they did, they would be doing it. That would be their agenda, and you wouldn't have to worry about them. And I talk to people like this all the time. They're trying to save everybody else but themselves. And it's stupid. It's ludicrous. It's insane. They tell me all these stories, and I'm like, what's that got to do with you? Well, nothing really. Well, then why are you even entertaining it? Why are you even putting that energy out there? It makes no sense. Save yourself first. Once you save yourself, then you can save someone else. You can put the energy into them. I'm probably going to do a private seminar in San Antonio in the next 2 weeks. I don't know when. I'm going to try to work all that out today. It will be a paid seminar. You will pay me. Absolutely. And I'm going to give you some information. And I'll tell you more about that later. But it's time to get out of the hole. It's time to progress. If you think your government's going to save you, no. Because Trump did not come in and do an executive order on the first fucking thing. We need a balanced budget. Period. End of story. We need to find out where we're hemorrhaging money, where all this money's going, why we're sending $40 to $80 million a week to the Taliban. That's almost like $1 million a day. Imagine if somebody was sending you $1 million a day. What kind of life you would live? Would you think you'd be out in the middle of the desert herding goats? Probably not. You'd probably be in Dubai on the 33rd floor of some high-rise building, living the life of luxury, driving a Rolls Royce, right? This is the kind of bullshit that our government does. on a daily basis. Until that stops, until we do get a balanced budget, this country is reckless endangerment. That's where we're at. And it's all for one agenda: to depopulate, New World Order. The all-seeing capital I, AI. They told you, they've been telling us, we just didn't see it because it was so in front of our face that we didn't see the forest for the trees. The New World Order is AI. AI will come take over everything. It'll run every aspect of your life. What type of health care you can get, insurance if it's available, a loan, buying food at the grocery store, whether you can go out to eat, whether you can go see a movie, whether you can rent a movie, whether you can go to the gun store and buy a firearm, whether you can buy ammunition for your existing firearms. Or maybe you want to buy some gold and silver. Oh no, you can't do that. That's a national security interest. We need all the silver we can for all our munitions. You don't see that coming? Are you okay with that? Because that's the New World Order. You folks better wake the hell up, because it's coming. It's coming. I got a couple comments over here, so let me go see what y'all got to say this morning. I readjusted the banner up above. It now comes up on top, changed the color, added some new stuff to it. Silver Surfer 069, Floyd, thank you. You make a man think. You know, it's so tough to believe people these days. You know, most of you don't know, my roommate passed away a week ago Monday. I've been dealing with that, still dealing with it. The services are next Tuesday, which unfortunately I have to work and I will not attend. I don't know if I could attend it. So I'm dealing with that. But I'll use him as an example. I knew this guy 45 fucking years. I met him when I turned 16, when I was 16 years old, still in high school. Met him at an after hours party. He was 10 years older than me, 26. He had already, been tearing up the city of Houston. So he had all the hot chicks and, blah, 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 blah. And I idolized the guy. And then somewhere down the line, he changed. I don't know if he changed or he was always that way. And, maybe nobody saw it, but he lived two lives. He lived this public life, this facade that everybody knew, but nobody knew the real person. I knew the real person. So when he came and he would tell me something and I knew it was a lie, and I'm looking at him like, bro, I know you're lying to me, and I know that I know that you're lying to me. So why are you continuing with this lie? It's, it's insane. But because they believe their own lie. They want you to fall for it. And most people do. And I'm telling you, there's very few politicians out there that you can trust every word coming out of their mouth. I mean, maybe a handful. They all have an agenda. They have to be a literal whore, okay? A whore to get elected. They have to go speak. They got to go do the little stump speeches. They got to solicit for donations. They have to be, supported by, other candidates. Endorsements. So they're always hustling for money. They have to whore for the money, and it sucks. As long as there's money involved in elections, which there shouldn't be because of online. You know, if you want to get elected, yeah, make it out of your own pocket. You cannot get donations from people. There's no political action committees, none of that. Take all the money out of it. If you can't get yourself elected locally using social media or a website, and I don't understand why we just don't have an election website where you can go to Texas. So I want to see who's running in Dallas County. Go click on Dallas County or the city of Dallas, and there you go. List everybody. I can click on it, and I can go to their website, and I can see what their platform's all about. I can go read it. But no. We got this other system that relies on money, the root of all evil. Hopefully that's got to change. Conspiratory, how you doing? Very difficult to eat clean these days. It's almost impossible to eat clean these days, and I'll tell you, because there's no such thing as organic food, period. I don't care if it comes from organic seeds, it was grown in an organic field, it's USDA certified organic. There's no such thing. As long as there's chemtrails spraying everything above the water and the soil, it's contaminated. Right? Very difficult to eat clean. So best you can do, according to Dr. Ed Group, who's done massive research on this with his team and his foundation, that the best thing anybody can do is detox, 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 and detox again, and continue to detox. That's it. That's all the ammunition we have. Because your government hates you. They're trying to kill you, dumb you down, program you. Absolutely. Yeah, you're welcome. You know, nobody's out here talking about this shit. Nobody's calling anybody out. Nobody's holding anybody accountable. You know, I look at all these RV channels, you know, Frank 26 racking up 5 to 10, 15,000 views for telling y'all bullshit. Using the good Lord as a cudgel for his bona fides that, yeah, you're going to get rich. Leah Rose, the pack owns them. Sorry to hear about your roommate, Floyd. That's a difficult time for sure. Yeah, you know, and I'm the one who found him. So that's always, you know, I'll never get that out of my head, ever, that visualization. That's kind of why I don't want to go to the services, because everybody's going to see the service. I'm not. All I'm going to see is a dead body. Which sucks. Dave Apex, welcome to the show. COVID-19, 1A, 9I, COVID AI. Yep, right in front of your faces, eyes wide shut. Thanks. You're welcome. And Kevin Picard, there is no elections, only selections. Yep, sadly. They already know who they're going to put in there and why they're going to put them in there and all that stuff. It's a sad commentary on our country and what we've allowed our society to depreciate in. Oh, one other thing I want to show you. You'll get that. Here you go. This is going to open your eyes. What was gold and silver on January 20th, 2017 and January 20th, 2025? January 20th, that was Trump's inauguration for his first term. 2025, his second term. Here are the spot prices for gold and silver on the specific date you asked for. All prices in USD per troy ounce. In 2017, Gold was $1,208.91 per troy ounce. Silver was $16.89 per troy ounce. Eight years later, gold doubled. 2707.75, $2,707.75 per troy ounce. Silver went up to $30.32 per troy ounce. Roughly 13, 14 months later, silver right now, as of 10:13 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, is $82.57. So in a year, it has almost, well, it has tripled because it went to 118 total. Right? Today, right now, gold is $5,068. So in 1 year, silver has almost tripled. Gold is almost doubled. What that means is your dollar bill, that US dollar Federal Reserve note, has lost that much value in 1 year. This is your business president. The art of the deal, right? That is a definite byproduct of the tariffs, the sanctions, the reckless fiscal responsibility of the CEO of the United States of America Incorporated. Where the board of directors is obviously Congress, because I did a video on this, listening to the general in the U.S. military clearly state the United States is a corporation and Congress is the board of governors. This is your president. This is your administration. They're clearly on another agenda, and not to make America great again, not to make America healthy again, but to establish the legacy for Donald John Trump so he is everywhere. He's so jealous of these other presidents who have their names embolized on all these buildings and monuments and statues and structures and bridges and tollways and highways. He can't be left out. He wants to be known as the greatest president in the United States, the last president. Hopefully he is the last president. Because this shit we've been going through for the last 250 years, taking us straight to hell. Because the satanic pedophilia is so pervasive that if we investigated and indicted and tried and sentenced and locked up or executed all those people, the entire world society would collapse. Need I say more? Thank you. You all have a fantastic and awesome weekend. Tonight, I will be at the Bayou Event Center, not the one over by the old Astro World. It's BIYU. Boxing match going on. My friend Juan C. Vasquez, independent filmmaker, will be there debuting his song that we did the music video for, We Come First. So I'm looking forward to hanging out tonight for a entertaining bout of boxing matches. So if you want to come, let me know. That's where I'll be. Soldier of Right. Hey, listening to you in the background, keeping the truth real. Man, there's no such thing. There's only one thing, the truth. Everything else is a lie. But people want to believe the hopium that they're going to be rich overnight. Listen, very few people get rich overnight. You either win the lottery or you got into Bitcoin when nobody else did, and you hung on for dear life for a decade, and then you became uber wealthy. Dave with the numbers. One more. Trump, number 45 and number 47. 4 plus 5 is 9, and 4 plus 7 is 11. Trump is the 9/11 president. While they lie with words, the truth is coded in numbers. Again, thanks. You're welcome. And Stephen Gladstone, I'll have him on pretty soon. My super soldier, Iran, wants to do a video. I just haven't really been in the mood to do a video. And then when I opened my Telegram this morning and saw the glyphosate issue, I was like, man, I'm done. I'm done. This guy doesn't want to save anybody. He is a detriment to humanity. I said that. Mark my words. You're welcome. Never been to a boxing match? Did I tell you the story when I met Tommy Morrison? He had just won the World Heavyweight Championship. And he was a friend of my friends, and we all met in South Padre Island. And, you know, of course, the Rocky movie had just come out, and I'm here with this blonde-haired, blue-eyed world heavyweight champion, good-looking stud. And boy, oh boy, oh boy, did we have fun. And, of course, I had, 3 strippers with me. Got to beat up Tommy's friend from Jersey right in front of Tommy. That was fun, too. I told y'all, folks, I was crazy. Who would beat up the best friend of the new world heavyweight champion right in front of the heavyweight champion except me? Yeah. Told y'all I was crazy. You named your cat Rocky. There you go. Yeah. Yeah, it was a fun adventure. It's just, yeah. Tell y'all a lot about that. Maybe I've got another channel that I tell all those stories on. All right. I don't know what that is. All right. Thank you, everybody. God bless you all. Thank you for over here spending your time, money, and energy with me. I hope you learned something. If you did, hit that like, subscribe, share, notification bell, leave a comment below. I am the Fearless Floyd Show everywhere. FearlessFloydShow.com is my website. Got February specials running on over there. We're getting into March, so there'll be a new special coming up for March. We have free trust workshops every Saturday at 7 p.m. in the description below. So go join that Telegram group. We discuss all kind of things. We've been going over the irrevocable trust. I don't know what Ann's next one is. It's already set up and we're ready to go. So I'll see you guys there on Saturday. If you need a book, there's the banner up there. Most of the soft covers are $99. The ebooks are $49. Go pick you one up. You don't have to go out here and pay thousands of dollars for a trust from somebody that's, you don't even know how to run it. You don't even know what's in it. And literally, folks, I have people spending money going and buying trusts and then coming back and buying Ann's book to vet whether their trust is on the up and up. I can't make that stuff up. You should have just started at the beginning, get the book, go build your trust, come here, get in the trust classes or get in the workshop and, figure out what you need to know. So thank you for that. Everybody's participated. I'm still doing the silver coin for a book. I'm taking coins, so dimes, quarters, half dollars, silver dollars, Morgans, peace dollars, American Eagles. If you're sending $1, it's a 1-for-1 for the book. If you're sending coins, it's a little different thing. Just email me through floydshow@yahoo.com. I'll send you all the instructions where to send it, what to send. We can negotiate. I have another gentleman who, this gentleman, who actually made his own flag. Wow. David, man, I'm really proud of you, okay? Because this is what it takes when you want to self-govern. You create your own flag. You don't adopt a target. Might as well adopt the Nazi flag. So yeah, he's negotiating with me. He sent me 4 different offers. He said, pick one or do a counter offer. And I went through all his offers and I was like, okay, I'll take that one. I'm not even going to counter offer. So you can do that. Thank you, everybody. Have an awesome weekend. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you when I see you. Hopefully I can set something up with Iran. I'm feeling a little bit better, but I've got a lot to do today. A lot of people to talk to. Again, thank you. Appreciate you. Share this video. If not,